This is Movietone. Geoffrey Sumner reporting. Persistent rumours of Mr Attlee's retirement from leadership of the Parliamentary Labour Party have now been confirmed, and he has accepted the honour of an earldom. He was educated at Haileybury and Oxford, and a school group shows him as a young public school boy on the extreme right. An eminent friend who was at school with him has said he was regarded as the most reliable boy there. Later, as a young man, he took a great interest and played a big part in social welfare work in London's East End. Old pictures taken at about that time show the sort of conditions that so deeply moved him. It was as a result of his work among the people here that he became a lifelong socialist, devoted to the aims of the social revolution which has in fact taken place in the 20th century. He served in the army in World War I with the South Lancashire Regiment and the Tank Corps in Gallipoli, Mesopotamia and France. He was wounded and reached the rank of major. In 1922, at the age of 39, he sat in Parliament as member for Limehouse. His political progress was rapid, in spite of the unassuming modesty which has always been so conspicuous a feature of his life. And he has always been surrounded by the affection of a devoted family. In the Second World War, he served as Deputy Prime Minister. No one, perhaps, could have been of so opposing a character and yet worked so harmoniously with war leader Churchill. When victory was achieved, he had played a great part in winning it, though from the public point of view, of course, he had been in the background. After victory in Europe, the end of the national government, and the King sent for him when Labour had been returned to power. He headed the first Labour government with a clear majority, but he and his cabinet faced formidable tasks, both in domestic and foreign policy. He led for Great Britain at the Potsdam Conference, where the immensely difficult problems of an immediate post-war settlement between East and West had to be worked out. Many of the results of Potsdam are apparent today. Certainly it's far better known today how impossibly difficult negotiations with Soviet Russia can be. Mr. Truman was then President of the United States, and he and Mr. Attlee were confronted with Stalin, who must already have been planning the Cold War, which has continued almost unabated ever since. A bright interlude during his premiership was the Festival of Britain, a minor event perhaps when we consider the momentous decisions taken during his tenure of office, such as independence for India, Pakistan, Burma and Ceylon. For 6 years he was premier. Then another general election, and this time the country voted for the return of the Conservatives. After many years of continuous and distinguished public service, Mr. Attlee left number 10 Downing Street. Now the end of the story of his long leadership of the party he has served so well. Characteristically, when he gave up this task, he did it quietly and quickly. Now he goes to the upper house, ennobled, admired and respected. We wish him health and happiness as he carries on in the Lords. Next day at Transport House, he made this brief farewell statement.
Well, I'm now leaving the House of Commons after 33 years. Of course, that is a bit of a wrench. I should wish that my successor, whoever he is, will receive the same loyal support that I received over these last 20 years.
The Queen Mother and